store, we'll discuss about the replication part, HANA DB replication. HANA DB HA replication, high availability replication here. So same how SAP we can be installed in the high availability mode, same as like HANA database also we can install in the high availability mode because of so to maintain the 100% availability of the systems. And also if any case the primary the one system is down, we have the other system. To make this one we need to make the HANA DB. So HANA DB, so replications we have means we have to build the system in the two HANA systems. In HA mode we have to configure it here. HA and HA mode we have to configure it here. To perform the HA mode configuration, we need to do the setup. HANA replication setup, we have to do it. Why? Because the primary system will send the data to the secondary node. In this out of two HANA systems, you have to make it as a one system as a so secondary, one is the primary, so that primary will always send the data to the secondary node as well here, right? So in this case here, what we have to do, so we have the some steps we have to perform here. So there are the some procedural steps here to perform here. The first one, so HANA should be, so here, so HANA database, HANA DB should be installed on the both the host. Here two hosts are required here, both the host here. So then, so HANA, so it's the same SID, same instance number. So same SID and same instance number should be installed and the running fine. It should be installed and running fine here. That is the one thing here, right? And also same SID, same instance number. Only the host names are different here. That is the, so we have to install both on the HANA host here. That is the one thing here. And the next thing is like a, should be installed, right? So then, so we have to, there is a one activity, SSFS keys should be exchange from, so primary to secondary here. Secondary, there is a SSFS keys here. That location is USR SAP SID. So sys, so global, under the global we have the security folder. Under the security folder here, security, under the security we have the RSS. So there is a folder, from there you need to copy the so files, data and keys. Normally we will call it as the SSFS keys, right? Secure storage file system keys from primary to secondary, we have to copy it here. Then after that, so restart so HANA DB on secondary, to see whether DB is coming up or not. That one, so coming up or not, that we can see here. That is the main thing here, right? Then once the HANA DB restore and secondary that is completed here, then so enable replication on primary. Enable the replication on primary. Then sixth point, configure, right? So register secondary on primary. Then during that time, give the so replication details, replication and the operational modes, replication modes and operational modes. So you have to give it to the during the creation time here. Then so perform the complete the setup, complete the replication setup here. Then so here monitor the replication, right? So these are the steps we have to perform the HA replication from here to here. Why? Because so primary, then secondary here, right? Both the hosts are should be up and running. And also here we have to install the same HDB instance number, same we have to install the same SID, same instance number here, right? So both the should be in the same version, either both the should be same version or the target should be higher than source. then only replication works. Source should not be always higher than target. So target should be higher than source, or it the same, or should be higher than source, then replication will work. Replication means whatever the data is the here, same data will be replicated to the your the backend system here. Same data will be replicated to the backend system here. That is what we can do it here, right? That is the we have the here, right? So that is the replication setup here, primary and secondary here. So now in our system, so we have also the primary system is there, KPS4 HANA. Then there is a one more system we have, that is called the KPS4 HANA 2, but that is the 113. Okay. 162, 168, 0.113. So we need to check the whether the database is up and running or not. We need to check it out this part. This is the KPS4 on a 2 here. So first of all, we need to check the, so what is the IP address? So connection part, we need to check it out here. So it's a 113, right? So it's a 113 here. One is the KPS4 HANA, second one is the KPS4 HANA 2. So if I do the connection test here, it will ping from the primary, right? The same time, I will do the connection test from the, so primary to secondary here, right? Both should be pingable status. It should be ping here, right? So just to go to the etcfs host here, KPS4 HANA 2 here, then what we can do, just we can execute the 113, that is the IP address here, right? So then ping KPS4 or not 2, right? It is working, right? So then, so this is working and this is working. So now we'll check the, is there any databases exist or not here, right? There is a database here. So let's see. Yes, this database is exist here, right? With the same instance number HDB00, this is running here, right? Just doing the restart here, right? This is also running status here. So we have the both the side HANA database is up and running here. Now HANA database is up and running. Now it is so working fine here in the primary. So in the primary and secondary, the HANA systems are up and running fine. This is the high availability setup, replication high availability setup here, right? That is what here it is happening here, right? So it is the high availability setup. So it is working on the primary as well as the secondary also. It is working here. See here. So then let me start it here, right? This is starting mode here. So now what we have to do here, so once it is started here, let's configure both in the one place here, right? So we have the primary, this is the primary, right? Then I will configure the secondary also here, right? KPS4 HANA 2, then instance number 00, then system DB, then I can make it as a secondary here, system. Cannot access the system. Okay. So why? Because here, so IP address got different here. So right. So that is the reason. Then what I will do here, I will take the one nine two two 168.0.113. Right. It's a KPS4 HANA 2. In the host file, always we have to maintain the this details here, right? A host file, then only the communication happen. See Windows, so system 32, and so drivers, so etc, and host file here. This is the host file. Here normally you don't have the any more entries here. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace this file, right? This is done. So now just retry it here, just retry it here once again. Then so username and password is correct here. So not sure what is the user ID password of this one. No. No. Okay, that is working. So we have the secondary and primary. This is the primary here. Both are connected here. So now both are up and running fine here. So now what we have to do here. So there is a once again same SID, same instance number. HANA database should be installed. So this is done. This is done here. So now what I need to do, I need to activate the SSFS keys from primary to secondary here, primary to secondary here, right? So then keys exchange normally, so OS level, there is a tool is required. WinSAP tool is required here. So then we don't have the tool here. Now what I will do here, mm, this tool is on the different server. So there is a WinSAP is there. What I will do, I will copy the files here using the WinSAP. Or so then why WinSAP is required? So it's not required, right? So then what I will do here, anyhow it is connecting. Let's see. KPS4 HANA. So primary to secondary, you need to copy it here. Suppose if you make then this is not required. So just I will tell you the one of the command to copy the data from host to host to host here, primary to secondary host here. So there is a command here, right? You can go to the /usr SAP, then HDB, right? Then sys, right? So here you have the global, then security, right? So there is a RSES file. So this is the file here. In this file, you have the data and four key files are there here. Data and key files are exist here. Data and key files are exist here. So then here, so I am using the SCP command, SCP, then -RP, then data and key, then what I'm doing here, just I'm copying these files to the KP S402, then S402 on the same location of the target also here, on the same location on the target, I'm just copying here. Yes, password. Right, see, files are copied, these files are copied here. So this is the command, actually SCP command. This is for transferring the data from one host to another host directly, one host to another host directly with the mentioned path. That files will be copied here, right? So once you've done it here, just again do the restart of the secondary here. Why? Because after do this one here, the secondary, after copying the file, sometimes secondary database will not be registered, will not be started status here. That time we need to look at out this, all those things. That's the reason. So now we have done this work here. So now let's done. Once it is stopped here, so then you can start it here. You can start it here, right? Here, one more thing here, register the secondary and the primary. While registration, you need to stop the secondary database. Now, you need to go to the primary here, primary, right click on the primary, just go to the, then configure the system replication option here. Configure the system replication option here. That is called the, so we can configure the system replication option. Here you can give the HDB ADM, then the password, Then it will ask you to provide the site details here, site details here. Then enable the replication here. Then just click on the OK. Then provide the logical system means here the PRI, the primary site name you have to provide it here. Just click on the OK button here. Right? So that will be registered here. Right? So now stop the secondary. While doing this one, while registering the secondary onto primary, you need to provide the, while registering here, you need to provide the primary system details here. Right? So you stop with the secondary. Then so now you are doing the registration. Secondary, you are registration into so primary site here. You'll get the one pop-up here. There you need to so provide the details.
కొత్తగానే తీసుకొచ్చాయండి కొత్తగానే తీసుకొచ్చాము తీసుకొచ్చాను తినడానికి
So now what I am doing here, now I am registering the secondary onto primary system here. Primary you have enabled. So while registering, you will get the, so some inputs we have to provide it here. Some inputs we have to provide it here. One is like a, so replication modes. They are the something like the, so replication modes here. Ana replication modes here, right? So replication modes. So here there are the three types of replication modes here, right? So one is the synchronous, another synchronous here, right? Sync, and second one is called the sync mem, synchronous, sync mem, and async here, right? There is the three types of replication modes here. So synchronous means here, so primary system will keep on sending the data to the, suppose like this is the primary system, then this is the secondary system here. The primary will keep on sending the data to the secondary, primary to sending the data to the secondary here. But in the synchronous mode, right, it will give you the acknowledgement back to the primary, then it will send the another data, it will send the acknowledgement, then it will send the data here, which means in the synchronous mode, so in a otherwise after the confirmation to ensure the data consistency and availability, so to avoid the data loss preventions and all those things here, then so it will send the data to the secondary, then it will receive the acknowledgement, then primary it will receive the acknowledgement, something like that here. Then so primary will wait for the secondary to acknowledge the data received, then persist to the disk, because in the sync it will be persist to the disk here, right? What about the same sync mem means here, primary will send the data to the secondary here, the primary waits for secondary to be data received and persisted in memory before committing the transaction, persisted in memory here. Sync mem data will be go to in memory level, right, before committing the transaction. Synchronous means so it will go to the disk. And asynchronous means there is no acknowledgement here, especially for the DR, disaster recovery scenario, will configure the asynchronous replication here, asynchronous replication, right? So then I'm registering the secondary, click on the next point here, then secondary site name, then you can see the replication mode. There are the three types of replication modes here. Synchronous, primary to synchronous in memory level it will be replicated. Asynchronous, right, it will be there is no acknowledgement, it will keep on sending the data to the target, but whether the target received or not, it don't bother, then it will keep on sending the data to here. Then next one is the operational modes here. Ana operational modes here. That is called the operational modes here, right? So operational modes here and operational modes. So there are the two types of operational modes are available here, right? In the HANA. One is the delta data shipping and log replay here. So delta data shipping means this is involves the occasionally the delta data shipping in addition to the continuous log shipping. It's not addition to the continuous log shipping, the occasionally the delta data shipping will happens in the system here. The shipped leader log will not be replayed on the secondary. It will wait for the takeover. But this is not the preferable approach. This is the log replay mechanism. People will use it here. This in the log replay continuously. The logs will be replayed on the secondary side. It will eliminate the need of delta data shipping and everything here. This is the log mode continuously. It will replayed here. That is the reason either the people will select the either synchronous or sync mem, then synchronous sync mem, then it will generate it here. Now we have to choose the primary sort information as well. Then initiate the full data shipping. Then go back and click on the execute here. So normally while registering, we may face the multiple issues here. If everything goes well, then that's fine. If not, then we may face the issues here. Means we will get the error message and everything here. Right? I think this is done. Then you can go to the system DB here, primary system DB. Here you can monitor the, here you can monitor it here. So whether the, so see here replication status, all services are active but not in sync here. Then you can go to the, so system replication here. Here you can see the whether the data is replicating or not. It will provide the information here, right? See here. So primary, here we can monitor in the landscape tab. We can monitor the what is the primary host, what is the secondary host, what is the replication mode, whether it is active or not. Then what are the replication logs? It will be there here, right? So all the information will be displayed here. What is the last log position here? This is the one here. Then there's a 962.688 here. Then 962.688 here. Then shipped log position. Said how many logs are replicated. What is the shipped log position here? Which is the log is not replicated. So then all the information it will be stay here. All the information it will be displayed here. See, all the replications are active now here, right? All the replication modes are active now here, right? Which means it will transfer the data to the respective systems here, right? Means their target receiver system, it will send the data here, right? So you can see the replication count, time, any delay. So and everything you can check it out here, right? So here it will show the whether the all the replications are active here and it's in the sync mode here, right? Sync mode here. So this way, if you do anything in the primary immediately, that will be reflected to the secondary as well here. That will be reflected to the secondary node also here. That is the main thing here. Suppose if you see here, there is a, so Pranita, some other like users are created here, right? Similarly, the same issue, same will be replicated, but that we cannot access now. When you do the takeover action, then immediately we can see the data replication and everything here. Now, if you perform the takeover, the secondary will become primary. Now whatever the primary is there here, then that will become a secondary here. That will happen here. So now we need to perform the takeover. Takeover means taking over the primary responsibilities on the secondary here. Taking over the secondary responsibilities in the primary system here. That is the main home here, right? So replication setup is done. Now data will be replicated to the primary to secondary, all the data here, right? Suppose in any case, if you want to make it the secondary as a primary here, then you can use the takeover command here. You can use the takeover command here. Then, so if you use the takeover, now whatever the secondary is there here, the secondary will become primary here. Okay, it is done. It is done, right? Now, if you try to access the secondary here, right? Immediately secondary here. the password. So even passwords also it's synced here. Then it is asked here primary to secondary. Now if you validate the users here, how many are there, how many are we have received here? Let's see. So where one user in the here we can see it here, right? So system DB in the security there is a one user we can see before the replication, but secondary we have not created that user here, right? Secondary we have not created that user. That's why, because secondary we just know only we bring up. So then, so not sure now if you check the secondary. So we can see the data of the secondary here, how many are created and each and everything we can see it here. So this is the way we can enable the replication, high availability setup and the replication. We can do that one here. Okay, that is the replication and HA setup. Okay, got it? Any questions, anyone? So you can just practice it here, the replication setup here, same whatever I have done it, you can practice it here. So let me share the